My family consists of 3 kids, and as a result, our grocery bills are quite high, while my husband works at a tech company. I am currently a stay-at-home parent, taking care of our 10, 7, and 3-year-old children. One usually go food shopping at least twice a week, often visiting the nearby King Colon or occasionally a nearby Target, as they are the only grocery stores in our quiet town. To provide some context, we are an Italian family, and at the time of this incident, I was 39 years old, just a year away from turning 40. On a particular day when I was running behind on shopping, I went to the King Colon much later than usual. It was past 9 o'clock, and the store would be closing soon, so I hurriedly grabbed my flyers and coupons and headed there. Normally, I would have to take my 3-year-old daughter, Haley, with me since my husband was home from work at this time. However, on this rare occasion, I had the luxury of going shopping alone. Upon reaching the King Colon, I noticed that it was nearly empty at this late hour, close to closing time. I quickly grabbed a cart and started going down the aisles, picking up items from my list and taking advantage of any sales. While I was in the cereal aisle, I felt a tap on my shoulder, which startled me. I turned around and saw a man with a tan complexion, about my height, wearing a baseball cap, a black coat, a red zipper-up hoodie, and jeans. He apologized for startling me, and mentioned that he had been searching everywhere for a specific bag of chips that happened to be in my cart. He asked me where I found them, and I politely guided him to the aisle where I had discovered the chips. After thanking me, he initiated a conversation about why he liked those chips, such as discussing the ingredients or the absence of a specific ingredient. I tried to make it clear through my body language that I needed to get back to my shopping. But he didn't seem to take the hint. At one point, he paused and said, "Gosh, you're pretty," to which I politely thanked him and tried to make my way back to my cart. However, he followed me and continued talking. Sensing my growing discomfort, I finally mustered the courage to tell him that I would appreciate shopping in peace. He seemed to understand at last and walked away. However, throughout the rest of my time in the store that night, I kept seeing him circling the aisles. Every time he passed the aisle I was in, he would slow down or even stop, gazing down at me. I felt increasingly uneasy and rushed through my shopping. When I finished, I proceeded to the checkout. To my surprise, the man in the red hoodie joined the line right behind me, holding only 2 or 3 items. He remained silent, but I could still sense his gaze on me, even from the back of my head, as I completed the checkout process and pushed my cart away. He called out, "Have a good night, ma'am," but I chose to ignore it. While unloading my car, I noticed the man in the red hoodie standing in the parking lot, watching me as he walked toward his car. He got into a worn-out Honda, which appeared to be around 30 years old. Strangely, he didn't start the car, but just sat inside. With my loading complete, I got into my car, started it, and began driving out of the parking lot. I checked my rearview mirror several times, and saw no headlights behind me, so I felt safe to drive home. However, when I pulled into the driveway and glanced to my left down the street, I noticed a car driving slowly without its headlights on. Approaching our house, it parked a few houses down, and it turned out to be the same Honda from the parking lot. Feeling alarmed, I hurried inside and called out to my husband. He came downstairs, visibly concerned, and I informed him that I had been followed home by a creepy individual. He rushed outside onto the stoop, but by then, the car had already vanished. During the following weekend, late at night when we were all in bed, we heard some commotion outside in the side yard. I woke my husband, urging him to investigate, and he opened the window to take a look. He spotted someone below the window, attempting to open the side gates leading to the backyard. As soon as the person heard the window slide open, they glanced up and immediately started running. Armed with a baseball bat retrieved from under the bed, my husband ran outside. However, when he returned a minute later, he reported that he had seen the car speeding away down the street. He had tried to chase after it on foot, but they quickly disappeared. The car matched the description of the red hoodie guy's shabby Honda from earlier, leaving no doubt that it was him. We promptly contacted the police, and within 5 minutes, an officer arrived at our house, considering the late hour. I provided the best description I could of the man and his car. Fortunately, he never returned to our house, especially after encountering my husband in pursuit, wielding a bat nonetheless. The knowledge that such a creep knows where I live continues to make me feel uneasy.